The question of whether or not collegiate athletes should be paid has been a long, controversial discussion. Oftentimes, this topic is immediately shut down because people think it is greedy. Collegiate athletes already get their school paid for from a four-year university. What more do they need, right? Now, this is true. And while that scholarship will do a lot for these young student athletes' future, people completely fall into the misconception of a life of a college athlete. College athletes spend hours on hours working out, practicing, going to class, studying, to have nothing left at their pocket at the end of the day. College athletes put in the work and effort to raise millions of dollars for many different organizations and deserve to be paid for it. A day in the life of a college athlete usually consists of waking up in the morning, get some type of workout in for classes. It could be a run, it could be a lift, and then going to around 2 to 4 hours of classes before having practice later in the day, only to come home to homework and studying and trying to get to bed at a reasonable hour because you have to do it all over again early in the morning. After all of that sweat, the athletes still have no money to go buy a quality meal, go to the movies, any type of entertainment event. They have no time for a job. They can't afford any of this by themselves because being a student athlete is a full-time job. Myself, being an athlete at a Division II school, I wake up at 5 almost every morning to go to practice. I'll go to practice from 5:30 to 8 a.m. Then, I squeeze in breakfast. Then from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., I'm usually in class. Then I'll try to go to lunch real quick before I have to go to workout and meetings from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. before finally going home to do my out-of-class work. Some people don't understand how hard it is to be an actual college athlete. It is difficult to squeeze in a meal here and there or treat yourself to something fun for once. Now, for all the work these student athletes put in to raise money they do through their gaming events and not to get paid, it's not that fair. Think about this. College coaches make an average of well over 6 figures a year, putting in around roughly the same hours. Now, yes, I understand that is their full-time job. They went through school to get there. But being a student athlete is a full-time job as well. These coaches can receive huge bonuses for making the playoffs, winning championships, bowl game victories, or breaking records. But the players who made all this happen get nothing. It's just not right. Then you have the athletic program as a whole, where for the bigger universities, there are sports teams that easily bring in millions of dollars per year. But it only goes to the school and not to the athletes who raised all this money. All of the donations, ticket sales, media rights, advertising, and anything else with a price tag, these college athletes are the symbol for their school and their program. I got that from the HuffingtonPost.com on why college athletes should be paid. Everyone around them is making money off of them, and they can't even get a few bucks to go out to the movie. Finally, you have the NCAA, which is a billion-dollar nonprofit organization. That just doesn't sound right. If you think about the colleges and the coaches making a lot of money off their athletes, and you take a look at the NCAA. For starters, the NCAA just signed a $10.8 billion television agreement over the next 14 years with CBS. The HuffingtonPost.com on why college athletes should be paid provided me with that information. Here I show a graph of the NCAA's revenue from the 2011-2012 athletic year. This revenue continues to go up an average of 7% each year. This graph is going to show their total revenue. It starts with 1% of contributors sending in money, donating money, 1% of sales and services, 2% of athletes paying for the eligibility center, 4% investments, 11% off championships alone, and 81% off television and marketing right fees. They make all this money for people wanting to watch the athletes, and the athletes get none. The NCAA's total revenue for that year was $871.6 million. I received that information from the NCAA.org. Now again, I'm going to ask, how is it fair that there's all this money circulating around in the college football industry, but the athletes still get nothing? The answer is it isn't fair, and something needs to be done about it. The NCAA was founded in 1906 to protect young people from the dangerous and exploitive athletic practices of that time. I got that from the Huffington Post. On why does the NCAA still exist? To me, it sounds like they're just protecting themselves and keeping all the money. It's not 1906 anymore, and times have changed. The athletes deserve to have something in their pocket. Now back to the speculation of how greedy it would be for a college athlete to receive even more money than they receive from a free education. On average, a Division I scholarship can go for about $25,000 a year. Now, a $25,000 scholarship may seem like a lot of money, which I believe it is, but if you really think about it, it only covers the basics. It covers thousands of dollars in mysterious, unknown fees and tuition, housing, a meal plan from an average calf the school provides, and multiple $100 textbooks. Got that from ESPN.com. For all the money these athletes bring in, for the schools and all these different programs, how do they not deserve a little spending money? People will also argue this could ruin college sports because college athletes are working their butt off to make it to the big leagues, to make more money where the real money's at, but I disagree. I don't think having a few bucks in college to go out to the local restaurant is going to affect an athlete's work level to go try to make it to the league so they can make even more money. The best controversy I've heard during the discussion of this topic would be how would it be fair to pay all the different athletes? If some teams from a university bring in a majority of the income, such as football, basketball, volleyball, versus a team that doesn't bring near as much revenue, like swimming, tennis, or golf, how would that be fair? Furthermore, what about the different divisions? Roughly Division II and Division III schools usually don't have full rides. They don't get a full scholarship to attend that school, but they also don't bring in near as much revenue as the Division I schools do. So maybe to compensate for that, the lower level schools would receive full scholarships, where the big schools may receive cash in their pocket, and that could kind of even out as things would kind of stay the same. Now, I don't believe athletes should be paid out of the school's pocket, the university, because the university is already trying to make improvements for the departments at the school and the students going there. I don't think it should be the coaches or the athletic program because they're spending their money on making the athletic departments better for these athletes to work in, training. Now, don't get me wrong, paying players out of individual athletic department budgets is beyond impractical. It's probably not feasible. Got that from ESPN.com. I also believe it's completely immoral for boosters to pay any athletes come to a school or pay them for standing out in whatever sport they play. But I do think athletes should be paid evenly for their work. The billion-dollar NCAA needs to find a way to make a fair payment for the collegiate athletes. Also, I think if a collegiate athlete is pursued by any one person for a jersey with their name on it, or they would like an autograph, that they should be allowed to make money off that. That's their hard work being shown off. They deserve that. They need to be recognized. I don't believe student athletes should be getting paid anywhere close to a professional level because they're just working for that. I'm talking about that these athletes are working their butts off to make all this money, all this revenue for all these different departments, making all these other people rich when they get nothing. They don't have any spending money to go out to the local restaurant, to treat themselves to just a little something. Now, I'm not saying they need a lot of money. Just little pocket change, maybe around like $500 to $1,000 a semester, would do. College athletes should receive more than just a scholarship for the amount of work they put in to bring all these different organizations revenue. Thank you for listening.